Alright, we back.
Batman boxing talk.
We back.
We back.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. End of the year. How y'all fellas been?
Hopefully y'all been good. I know I've been promising we gonna get back, so
We back.
I'm gonna try to start the new year off right. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Or not?
Yeah. This is
I
the
guess, you know, but
beginning.
some people get home and go to sleep.
You know? Old age catching up to them.
Yeah, old age and caught up.
Yeah, and, you know, hey, look, I understand, man. You work hard.
Yeah,
One
me
of those
too.
2 days that I work.
Oh yeah, you back in it too now. So yeah.
But yeah, so end of the year show. We'll talk about a few things.
We're not going to go all the way back because we done missed so many fights.
Yeah, we done missed so many.
Yeah, but
And
like the most recent thing.
What was the most?
Frank Martin.
Frank Martin.
Yeah, Frank Martin.
But don't forget about Anyway.
Who?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Who?
Anyway, becoming undisputed.
Who?
Okay.
Anyway, becoming undisputed.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Impressive.
We can talk about Noenye.
But to look forward to possibly a Stevie Fulton fight next year.
We'll love it.
I would love to see that. That's going to really show if he's really the monster.
Mm-hmm.
I think he the monster. I just think he the monster under 122.
Fulton at 122?
Yeah, Fulton at 22.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, you know he moving up to 26 to fight Figueroa.
But-
Because that was Figueroa's excuse. You know, he was weight drained. So he going to move up to 26.
Really?
Whoop him. And then come back
Okay,
down.
so Figueroa's his reason now he was weight gain. I mean weight drain.
No, I'm assuming that's why he lost.
No,
Well,
I mean
he
he
talked
was
about
saying
moving
that
up.
he won before though.
Yeah, but he weight drained.
Yeah, okay, but
So
he
he gonna fight him at 26, and then he gonna come back
back
down.
down and yeah. Anyway,
See if Inoue wants some smoke. I don't think he will though.
no, I think they'll fight.
I don't.
I definitely think they'll fight, and that'll be a very interesting fight. Even though I got Fulton beat.
Well, hell, if he could moving up to fight Figueroa a second time, that's another interesting fight.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of Figueroa even worse the second time.
That fight really wasn't that. It was a close fight.
Yeah, but boxers like him, people like him, Devin Haney, once they fight you once, they too good. You know what I'm saying?
They figure you out, bro.
Yeah.
You
If you don't get them that first time,
Yeah.
you ain't getting them. They too good. they way too good for that.
What y'all think about the fight next month coming up? Charlo and
It's postponed.
That's postponed.
Charlo broke his hand. But you see how when Tony Harrison had an injury, it was fake. When Castano had to pull out, it was fake. Now look, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
I seen some highlights of that dude. He ain't no slouch.
Who, Tim Zoo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, he can fight. I just think at 154, Charlo the man. You just gotta give him his credit. You know
I
what I'm
heard
saying?
Tony Harrison said he would step in.
Yeah, he did. He did.
To fight Tim Zoo?
Yeah, fight him too.
Well, you know who I'm rocking with.
Of course you are.
You know who I'm.
Of course you
You
are.
know who I'm rocking
I
with.
like the guy with the gift of gab.
Yeah, Buffs. My man Tone. I picked Tone in that fight too. To be honest with
I
you,
haven't watched too much of Tim Zoo, so I don't know.
just a
Tim Zoo.
pressure fighter.
He a pressure fighter, but I mean,
His father was Wisconsin Zoo.
if he don't get him outside of
And
nine,
Marcus Jordan's father was Michael Jordan. What the hell that mean?
No, I'm just saying. No, I was saying his father was Wisconsin Zoo, so I guess he come from that school to try to be a pressure fighter. Yeah. You didn't know that?
Who you thought Tim Zoo? Yeah, Costa Zoo.
That's why he got the name, man.
Zoo.
Why do you
think?
those
Hold on,
zoos
fuck the
in the
name.
world?
Why you think he getting so much publicity?
That's what I was about to say. I was about
I
to say,
didn't know
come on.
Costas was
Why you
from
think he fight?
Australia?
yeah.
I was about to say, why you think he fighting for the title?
Yeah, why you think we heard about him?
Yeah.
And that been for him. George Cambosis, we ain't hear about until he beat T.O.
Mm.
At least I didn't. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't heard, and I fuck with boxing, and I ain't never heard of Cambosis until the T.O. fight. But so what y'all think? What y'all think about? Let's go over that Frank Martin fight, man. What y'all think about? Cause I had high praise for Lil Ali. I like Lil Ali.
Me, I liked them, and I thought it was a good fight, but every fight that I saw, I really wasn't impressed. What I remember about him most is the Ali haircut. That's the only thing I remember about him most. And I remember I was like, he a decent boxer.
Yeah.
But I really think he needed a better corner. My God, how often does somebody got to tell you, look, you trying to throw the, he's taking it away from you.
Right.
He keeping his foot on the outside. You're not even trying to get your foot on the outside.
Right.
And you're trying to throw this right down the middle.
Right.
You landed it one time.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah. I honestly, I thought Michelle Rivera was good. But I the way that they was moving him, I thought they was lining him up for Tank, to fight Tank.
Oh, for real?
And I knew that, it would have ended in a knockout, had he fought Tank.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. The last fight I seen from Frank Martin, he looked good, but he looked like a good boxer. That fight, he looked superb.
He did.
Footwork, hand speed, being able to fight on the inside, being able to fight and being the shorter fighter and being able to control the distance, taking away his jab. You know what I'm saying? Like he looked superb in that fight.
He did, absolutely.
And a lot of times that's all you need to get your name out there is to look superb in the right fight, and then your name started to get mentioned with the bigger names in that division. And I think it was a good thing for him.
Yeah. Oh, it was definitely. I believe it was definitely a good thing for him because everybody was talking about how they like to see fights like this with young and up and coming fighters. Fighting each other early or whatever. So I'm not going to take away from his victory in any kind of way. He neutralized the jab. It's not Frank Martin's fault that the other boy wasn't getting coached right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Frank Martin did what he was supposed to do. I think, Derrick James and all of them, Frank Martin said, we prepared for everything. They watched everything and they prepared for everything that he does. Right. So they was just on it. And Derrick James wanted them to finish strong. Like, man, get him out of there.
And at this point, you got to start putting some respect on Derrick James.
I was about to say the same thing. You better.
Because,
y'all better.
Like you said, an undisputed champion, a champion that's one belt away from being undisputed in probably the toughest division. Mm-hmm. And then you bring along a Frank Martin who looks like he's following that same,
He is. If you watch his fights, like before he was with Derrick James, and now a couple of fights, like I said before, since, he's coming along. He's coming along at a rapid pace.
Yeah, you got to put some respect.
I read a rumor that Anthony Joshua looking in that direction.
Well, he was there. So I guess we'll see how that plays out. But I think Anthony Joshua's issue is more or less confidence in himself. And it don't matter who you got in your corner if mentally you're not right. And that goes for Anthony Joshua, that goes for Teofimo Lopez, that goes for all of them guys who don't believe in themselves. Like, it don't matter who you go get. You can't teach hard. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that's Anthony Joshua's problem.
I think Lopez just underestimated Kambosos.
I think so too. I think he went in there with the intentions of trying to get him out of there fast. And I also think sometimes when you win a big fight like that early in your career, because Teofimo don't even got 20 fights. You know what I'm saying? When you win a big fight like Lomachenko early in your career, it could kind of get to your head, and maybe you're not as hungry as you once was. Maybe you're not training as much or as hard as you once did. And then you see, I just beat Lomachenko. I'm not tripping off no George Kambosos.
Right.
And you go in there with that mentality, and you fuck around and get Buster Douglas. You know what I'm saying? So I think T.O. was his own worst enemy. That fight.
But you know what I see in T.O.? Not to the extent that I saw it in Chris Cobra once Chris got dropped. You know what I'm saying? But I saw
quit.
Yeah, the quit in him, like the confidence. Like when Lopez dropped him, it was like oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like then it's like for somebody with the power that he has, he should have been going after him. Like I'm gonna get your ass out of here. But it was like he clammed up, and I see that in him. Even when he got dropped his last fight.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he got a little, you know what I'm saying? So, like you said, I think it's a confidence thing, and you just gotta work through it because the boy really he's searching right now. Teofimo like, man, I don't even know if I got it anymore.
Well, he tried to make it seem. I heard him on, I can't remember whose channel that was, but I try to give credit when I watch channels, but I can't remember whose channel it was. And he was like, he saw the camera on, so he wanted to give them something to talk about. But I don't know how much I believe that.
Yeah, me either.
But on from that, another fight that I actually attended and was able to see live, Caleb Plant versus Anthony the Dog Darrell. How did y'all feel about it?
I thought it was an impressive knockout.
One of the prettiest I've seen in quite some time.
Yeah. I agree.
Cold too.
I honestly, that's my knockout of the year.
Oh yeah, to me by far. I mean, it was.
Terrence Crawford was good, but I don't think his level of opposition was Anthony Darrell good.
Terrence was playing in there with amnesia, man.
Yeah.
Like spending them on the inside stuff that you like me and you said, Brandon, you know, okay, we was talking about it. I want to see you do that against somebody like, you know, like an Errol Spence. But I mean, of course, Terrence Crawford's skill is not to be, you know, questioned. But
he definitely
he a dog, so I'm not gonna question his skill. But no, that fight back to Caleb Plant, I think Caleb Plant learned a lot. Learned a lot from fighting Canelo Alvarez. And it showed in that fight. He stood in the pocket more. He wasn't trying to move all around. You know, he was fighting Darrell. Darrell had some good shots.
And I'm gonna say this. Going back to what you was just saying with the Michelle Rivera and Frank Martin, where we don't get these type of fights where two young guns, you know, fight each other, but that's also to show you why we don't get those fights. Because now Michelle Rivera gotta say, well, now where do I go? You know what I'm saying? And now a lot of dudes are scared to take that loss and then be shelved. You know what I'm saying? Because let's wait and see when the next time Michelle Rivera get in that ring. Because, you know, who knows how long it's going to be. Caleb Plant sat out for a year after the Canelo fight. And he came back strong. But now look at him. Now that he took that loss, it looked like it's no fear. Give me Anthony Darrell. I want Anthony Darrell or Charlo. Right. I want Charlo or Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? And now, to me, that's the most anticipated fight in my book so far that I've seen that's actually supposed to be signed. I think the Tank and Ryan one is a good one. But for me, I just want to see those styles. I want to see if Caleb Plant's experience that he's gotten from those fights and taking that loss and understanding how it feels to lose versus the pressure of David Benavidez, but also what's the word? He young, so he don't have those the experience that Caleb Plant had because he hasn't been in there with somebody on the level of a Canelo Alvarez. So I want to see how this Caleb Plant fares against David Benavidez. I just think those styles match up because Caleb's slippery. And now that he's shown that he can knock a motherfucker out, you can't be in there bullshitting thinking I'm just going to walk him down, Scarface it. You know, I call him Scarface, but you can't be in there just thinking you just going and walk him down. You fuck around and get caught with something.
Well, you know, the last time I saw him challenged was the Darrell fight.
And
he wasn't actually dominating that fight.
I agree. And I think the boxing ability of Anthony Darrell gave David Benavidez a lot of issues. And I believe that Caleb Plant is a much better on-the-move boxer than Anthony Darrell. And like I said, with that experience of being at in that moment with the Canelo, I don't think the moment will get to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? David Benavidez has never been on a pay-per-view before. Not headlining. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just that's the fight that I'm most anticipating this year so far. Now, of course, if Crawford and Spence get made, then that'll change. But for now, that's what I'm most excited about.
Well, I think David Benavidez's last fight, I think he was walking behind the jab more. And, you know, with Darrell, I think he was walking in trying to just get him out of there, taking little shots. And, you know what I'm saying? So once I let my hands go, and, you know, I think I'm going to get you out of there. But I think, you know, because, you know, he got a little bit of a boxing lesson in that Darrell fight, at his next fight he came out, he was working behind the jab more. So I think that, like I said, it's going to be very interesting. But I don't know if, like I said, of course he hasn't been there with nobody as skilled as Caleb Plant, so it's going to be very, very interesting.
Nor has he fought a boxer on the level of Anthony Darrell since Anthony Darrell.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
so I can't really say that he's gotten better.
No, I'm talking about just by the action. Like, normally he just walk in and destroy somebody. He worked behind the jab. He seemed like he was more defensive conscious. And I mean, regardless of whether he's on fighting somebody on the level of David Terrell, you can still see that he's working on things and he's trying to be better.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it against somebody that's moving.
Yeah, that's true.
So Davis was right in front of him.
Yeah, his one, but Kyron Davis wasn't the last
fight. He usually just walks through somebody that's right in front of him, not behind a jab, just throwing shots.
Nah, he uses jab. I just think the movement of Anthony Dirrell didn't allow him to use the jab like he normally would want to versus somebody who's standing still. So that's what I'm saying. Like, had he fought somebody that is a skillful boxer that's good, fighting going backwards, and he was doing that, then I could be like, oh, okay, I see it. But you fighting a motherfucker that's just standing there in front of you. You should jab. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't making you think.
The sweet hat's gonna give him movement.
That he definitely gonna give him movement. He gonna give him the changing levels, jabs to the body, spinning off of him. Like he gonna make me. This fight is gonna show me if David Benavidez is who we think he is.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why this the one that I'm anticipating the most.
Yeah.
Because it's also going to show me, like, I done seen Caleb playing against Canelo. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I seen him win 5-6 rounds against Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? So I know what he can do against somebody who's applying pressure. I just think him getting tired is what caused him to lose that fight, to be honest with you.
You think that's what it was?
I think he got tired. I think the moment and the magnitude of that fight was bigger than he expected.
You know what? I agree with you wholeheartedly. He did get tired when he got clipped.
I think like what I was saying about
the
Wilder
got tired,
shit,
everything got
the
tired.
magnitude, like all of that shit can drain you.
That's true.
And
I agree on that to like a certain extent. All of that adds up. But once you're in the fight, a lot of fighters say once that bell ring, it's just. But I think the constant pressure, the who he, like you said, who he was fighting, and then them shots. Me more so than him getting tired. I think Canelo made him get tired.
It's just like, I don't know if y'all watched Area 21 with Kevin Garnett, right?
Go ahead.
He always tell the story about he came in dominating.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. He always tell the story about being on the court against Jordan. It was a different level. Even though it was the NBA, even though it was the same court, the magnitude of the moment was different. And he said it felt like he just could never have enough air. Like every time he came to the timeout, he felt like he was more exhausted than before. It's still an NBA game, but sometimes the magnitude of the moment can drain you more than normal. You know what I'm saying?
I think he was giving Jordan them that credit too, wasn't he? Not
yeah.
necessarily. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm giving Canelo that credit, not him just gassing out.
Yeah, but I don't think Canelo was doing significant enough damage for him to just get clipped like that. I think him slowing down and getting tired allowed him to get clipped. If he didn't slow, it's like
you're saying the drain was more mental.
Yeah, I think it was more of a mental drain, which could tire you out even faster than being, you know what I'm saying, physically tired. Or it can add to your physical, tiredom or whatever the case may be. But like I said, now that he's experienced that, he got that in his tube. He got that in his back pocket. I know how to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of times, you getting through situations are mental. You know what I'm saying? Like, running on the treadmill, you can tell yourself different stuff to make you run an extra mile. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff is mental. So that's all I'm saying. But this fight is going to let me know who David Benavidez really is.
Any more fights at 68?
Demetrius Andrade is coming back. So hopefully him and Charlo can get it popping. If not, well, he's with the PBC now. So
oh yeah, I do know that.
I mean, if it ain't Charlo, maybe he get the winner of David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. I'm all for it. Whatever. As long as these guys are fighting each other, I don't care what the matchup is. Whether it's Benavidez and Andre, Benavidez and Charlo, Plant and Charlo, Plant. I don't even really care.
You said something interesting to me one time. You said, how often do we get to see two guys who are actually in their prime fight each other?
Never. 91% of the time.
You mean 9% of the time?
1% of the time. 99% we don't get it.
You talking about what nowadays?
Where you get two guys at the peak of their powers fighting each other. It's rare.
Yeah.
It's super rare. Whether it's Tyson Holyfield, whether it's
And they weren't at the peak of their powers, of course. So yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They
but Trinidad De La Hoya was.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's super duper rare.
I mean, shit, Trinidad. Look, I mean, not Trinidad. Shit, De La Hoya. Ike
That's so.
De La Hoya was fighting every damn body.
Yeah, De La Hoya did his thing.
A bunch of Trinidad fights popped up on my YouTube the other day, so I'm going through them and I'm saying, okay, I watched some of the Sweet Pea fight. I watched some of the De La Hoya fight. I couldn't think of who. I couldn't. I saw Obakar, but I was like, Obakar wasn't one of the top 3 guys back then. It was Ike Cortez.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So Trinidad never fought Ike
No,
Cortez.
he never fought Ike Cortez.
Okay.
It's like B Hop and Roy Jones. They weren't at the peak of their powers. You know what I'm saying?
They were up and coming.
They were up and coming.
They were up and coming.
You know what
I
I'm
would
saying?
say that, but I get
You know, like
So I guess I guess we could say that from where they went to.
right.
You know,
See, we look at what they became and we be like,
Yeah.
oh dang, they fought each other.
young. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, I mean, if you think about it, what they became and what they did after that,
Right.
you wouldn't say that especially you wouldn't say that Bernard was at his peak
Exactly.
at that time.
What I'm talking about is Bernard after he became undisputed versus Roy when he, you know what I'm saying? Like right
He
now,
had like 3 belts at 175.
this is the best that we're going to get. Anything later than 2023 is going to be too late for Spence versus Crawford.
Absolutely.
Because people might say,
of course, Leonard Duran, Leonard Hearns.
right. But when
That's
you
what it is,
take
though.
those fights and you put them up against all of the fights that matter, it's 1%.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Maybe 2%. It's rare.
At the most, yeah, it is rare.
I
Honestly,
think the 70s was that golden age because, I mean, and I know some say the 80s, but when Ali was fighting Frazier, Foreman, Norton.
oh yeah, no, back then,
Yeah.
if you want to go back then, everybody fought everybody.
Right.
It didn't matter. You know, you did get these fighters fighting at a young age coming up. It wasn't no
And they
ducking.
was fighting each other.
Exactly,
You know what I'm saying?
each other,
Foreman lost to such and such. He was fighting Frazier.
Yep.
They was same thing
Exactly.
with the 90s.
Yep.
People don't realize that, but when Lennox Lewis fought Oliver McCall and lost, Oliver McCall fought the next person that, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like a round robin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Back then, and now I can't even tell you the last fight that we got where both fighters were the best that they could be. Manny Pacquiao Floyd is not it.
No,
Floyd versus Canelo is not it.
No.
Canelo versus Triple G is not it. Even the first fight, I don't think Canelo was at his the best version of himself. The first fight versus Triple G,
He was still kind of on the up.
he was still
coming up.
on the come up. The last fight, Canelo was a whole lot better than Triple G. It's hard to
Joshua, or would you put Joshua and Usyk there?
nah, Joshua.
I mean, I know what
When
we
I
say
say the
about Joshua,
best-
but I mean, I think at the time he fought Usyk, he was still one of the top heavyweights.
He's already
out there.
broken, and that's what and
You
that's
saying with
another.
the Ruiz fight.
He was broken. Yeah, like once he got dropped by, it's like Broner. Once he got beat up by Madonna, I don't care if he won the fight after that. He was never the same anymore.
No, he wasn't.
You know what I'm
Because we
saying?
always
Yeah, he
said-
beat Carlos Molina.
And let me tell you something. And I hope, like I said, I don't know who he's fighting or whatever, but I just hope he does.
Ivan Redcat.
Red Cat, okay. I just hope he does good, man, because
Red Cats.
yeah.
How many people done beat him?
I mean, at this
doesn't
point,
matter.
it don't
At this
really
point,
matter.
With Broner, I just want him to do good. I want him to be serious in training. I want him to do good.
Well, I
Like
got-
said,
I gotta
but one
fight
thing
for
that
him.
he's never done, I mean, like you said, ever since that Maidana loss, we've always been pleading, just let your hands go. And that's just something that wasn't there anymore. But hopefully it,
Although a lot of
He's
people
gifted.
don't know these fighters, but I think Figueroa and Fulton was at the peak, or basically two fighters at their prime fighting each other when that fight. And I mean, amongst boxing fans, that was a big fight.
I can give you that one.
Yeah, I give you that too.
I give you that one, and I'll even give you Keith Thurman versus Danny Garcia.
Keith Thurman worse the guy I see. Look, even though Sean Porter had lost, Sean Porter wasn't considered a bum when he fought Keith Thurman.
I'm not saying he was a bum, but what I'm saying is I don't think he was the best. Like, I think Sean Porter was his best around that Devin Alexander time. Like, after that, I feel like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, there's another one. Earl and Sean Porter.
No, I don't think Sean was the
Sean,
best at his
he
the
gave
best.
a hell of a fight that night.
I'm not saying he didn't, but what I'm saying is
Sean Porter always give a hell of a fight. Sean
even
Porter,
against Bud, he gave a hell of a fight. I don't think he was the best.
Yeah, he wasn't the best. I mean, if you want to say that, like at the top of his, but I mean, I don't know if necessarily if you say that, after somebody has, lost, they no longer at their best. I don't know. But you just think.
So what I'm saying is like,
yeah, I don't think so either.
When you get those fights where it's like Errol Spencer turns Crawford, no losses, no draws, the best possible time that they can fight. Even I feel like if we would have got this fight when Crawford first came to welterweight, I don't think that's the best fight that we get. Because now you got a little Bud moving up and fighting the best guy at 47. Maybe that's not the best time for the fight. If we get it in place of Sean Porter or during the Mikey Garcia fight, maybe we don't get the best Errol Spence. If we get it after when he fought Danny Garcia, maybe Errol ain't at his best. I feel like what we seen versus Bud and what we just seen last from Errol Spence, this is the best possible time.
And I do totally agree. And if it doesn't happen in 2023,
I feel like anything after that, Bud gonna start being in the later half of his 30s.
Yeah, he already.
Shit may start slowing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right now, so.
Start slowing down. Earl done had another accident. Ain't no telling what the hell. You know what I'm saying? Like I just, and I ain't making funny. I'm just saying like
I'm serious. That man is a magnet to car accidents or something happening in his career. He's been through so much, and for him still to be fighting, I mean, it's a testament to him and somebody else looking out for you, bro.
Trinidad De La Hoya.
Yes, definitely.
Can't say you can't say Floyd. I mean,
you can't even say Floyd versus De La Hoya.
Nah, you know what I'm saying.
Like, was over.
Yeah, De La Hoya was over with.
It's rare that we get him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but no, Floyd and
Diego. But
I'm
not saying they don't happen. I'm just saying,
yeah.
Look at how far in between we gotta. We should be getting at least one of those a year.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that it's more when it happens.
All I asked about the Corrales fight,
it's the exception, not the rule.
Right.
When they happen.
Right.
Yeah. It's even this fight when we was talking about with Frank Martin. Young fighters fighting that this good is the exception, not the rule.
Right.
And it should be the rule, but it's not.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm gonna give you another fight who I feel like if it don't happen in 2023, we're not gonna get the best version. Fury versus Usyk. Usyk like 38.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like if that shit don't happen this year, you talking about somebody who down there gonna be 40. Mm-hmm. Tyson Fury getting older. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like a lot of these fights gotta happen now. Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez is a great fight, but it's like, and maybe this is the best time because maybe Caleb Plant ain't ready if he fight him before he fought Canelo.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think that experience with Canelo makes it more of a fight because sometimes, like I said, and like you said, in Caleb Plant's mind, he wants to fight Canelo again. I truly believe that, but
I think he beat Canelo at this point in time.
He said, I learned something from that, right? So what I've learned, and he look at everybody else like, I don't think you're on that level, so you can't fuck with me.
And sometimes that's what you need.
That's true.
It's almost like we was talking about Teofimo not being sure of himself.
Yeah.
Look what Caleb Plant.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good for 21-0, huh?
Yeah.
You looking for some type of like acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're pretty good too. I fuck with you. Like, you don't do that when you're a confident fighter.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Like, and I think at this point in his career, he know what he is. Mm-hmm. Like I heard an interview from Breadman where he said, he came to me and said, my ball's big. I want David Benavidez. And like you said, sometimes you need that. Like I used to tell you, sometimes it took for me to get blasted when I was playing football for me to be like, all right, fuck it, let's go. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need, when you boxing, sometimes you need that oh, this motherfucker got me fucked. You know what I'm saying? I think he got his, and I'm leaning towards Caleb Plant in that fight. I'm not even gonna hold you.
I give you another one that needs to happen next year. Better be even bigger.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
100%, and that's one of those fights where I think if it don't happen in 2023, better be if it's another one of those Russian guys who came over here later.
Older,
you know what I'm saying?
Because
so
they've been fighting amateurs for so long, and then they finally get to come over here and fight professional.
They already 35.
Yeah, they already 35.
Yeah, so
a lot of these Cuban boxers getting ready to come into the scene.
Well, I like it. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
I like it, but I'm gonna give y'all another one. And I was at this fight because this was the main event for Plant versus Darrell.
Mm-hmm.
The Bomb Squad, baby. Say what you want.
Okay,
but that missile.
Him and who?
Him and whoever. Andy Ruiz, Usyk, Joshua, whoever, except for Tyson Fury.
Let me tell you something. You just said it. With the exception of Tyson Fury, I don't see nobody in the heavyweight division beating him.
I disagree.
Who?
I'm gonna throw a name out there.
Don't say no Big Baby Anderson.
Nope. I'm gonna throw two. Well, no, I'm not gonna say Anderson, but I will say Joe Joyce.
No. Too slow, too in the way, head in the way, pow, night.
Yep, no.
You keep bringing all these non-head movement ass.
No.
You got to be. Now, Usyk, I ain't even gonna lie. I think Usyk is a tough fight only because you don't really got to worry about him getting tired till later on, 10, 11 rounds. And he's slick enough to get his head offline. He southpaws, so he can kind of take away Wilder's jab by pawn. The thing is, he just can't get hit.
And he's going to get hit. That's that's it. I'm not saying that Usyk, of course, you know, with his boxing ability, he's going to be winning the fight. But he's going to get hit. Anthony Joshua, as slow as he is and robotic as he is, hit him.
Right.
As good as Usyk is, which y'all talk about all the footwork and all that, big Loma, all that, he get hit by Anthony Joshua. Do you know how fast Deontay Wilder's hands are?
But see, that's why I said Usyk would be the only person because if y'all remember, I always picked Wilder because the way the heavyweight division was, it was a bunch of fat guys who wasn't going to be able to stay out of the way for 12 rounds.
True.
It was never because I thought Wilder was the best boxer, the most skilled, but because he was the most in shape and he had a bazooka.
And he is going back to that because you said you was at that fight.
Yes,
Wilder came in at a lighter weight. Look, he didn't even have to get full extension to knock that man into next week.
Man, listen. Like I said, Wilder was one of the people that I had never seen in person that I wanted to see, so that's why I went. He gave me my money's worth. 35 seconds into it, and guess what? The man came and dapped me up after when he was walking out like he knew me. So, you know what I'm saying? It made my day. Because I fooled with Wilder. You know what I'm saying? So,
I hope he gets 2 fights.
Look, I fooled with Wilder.
And this is another thing I wanted to say.
Regardless of what happened to this day.
This is another thing I wanted to say. One of the reasons why I fooled with Wilder. Every other fighter, they win, they roll out. They win, they roll out. That man took about 25 minutes from leaving the ring to leaving under the jump.
Yeah.
Shaking everybody's hands, taking pictures. One dude standing next to me even put his baby over there. Wilder held the baby, kissed the baby, talked to us for a little bit, gave the baby. Like, he spent time thanking the people who paid their money to come see him. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that everybody got to do it, but it just show you the type of person that he is.
True.
Somebody, Canelo does it too. I see him signing autographs, talking to people, even at the weigh-ins when he leaving out. But you got, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these fighters wonder why they don't have these elaborate fan bases and why they can't sell pay-per-views. That's the stuff you got to do to make people fall in love with you outside of the ring. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like when we talk about pay-per-view buys, us as boxing fans, we going to pay for it. It's my mother that you got to reach. You know what I'm saying? It's your wife that you got to reach. And you reach that by her watching the fight with you and she see him grabbing babies and stuff. That's going to stick out with her more than that knockout.
Well, you know, I think back in the past, because you got better pay-per-views or more people buying pay-per-views back then, because the careers were built on TV,
Mhm.
so people knew who Mike Tyson was
Right.
before Mike Tyson ever got a pay-per-view fight.
Right.
People knew who Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns were before they got pay-per-view fights. The careers aren't being built now. It's like guys at 10-0 being thrown on pay-per-view.
So I feel like it's a little bit because you got so many guys who would rather wait for a huge payday than to take 10 fights to make what they would have made for one payday.
True.
You go back and look, Tyson fought like 20 times in a year.
Yeah.
What was that? 1985, 86? He fought like 20 times in a year.
He was on TV.
You know what I'm
every
saying?
month.
Sebastian Fundora, I think, fought like 3, 4, 5 times in a year. But you get a lot of these guys who think that they bigger than what they are, and they would rather wait around for one big payday, instead of staying sharp. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a lot of the reasons why they not being built, because they want to be thrown on as the undercard to a big pay-per-view. But shit, a lot of people ain't coming until the last fight.
Well, you
Or
wanna
not
see
paying
guys-
attention
you
until
wanna
the
see
last
guys
fight.
Get paid, but take Danny Garcia for instance, making $3 million a fight. You know, I mean, of course, the money, because there's more money out here now than it was when the guys were coming up in our time. But the fact of the matter is, because those guys was making what time, you only had a handful of guys that was gonna get you that payday, and you had to work for that payday. But outside of those paydays, you was making what, 150, 250,000 a fight.
Yeah, but you think about in the early '80s and throughout the '80s, man, it's a lot of damn money.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't think about it now.
Yeah,
but,
we don't,
we don't think about it now. But
That's probably equivalent to like 600, 700,000 right now.
Today.
exactly.
Today,
Yeah,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I think somebody like Danny Garcia built a fan base.
He did.
You know what I'm
did,
saying?
yeah.
He fought a lot in his area and built his fan base, and that's why he was able to continue to make $3-4 million or whatever it was, because he brought something to the table. You know what I'm saying? That's why Mikey Garcia was able to go make the $7 million, because he brought something to Tank. I don't understand why he is signed to anybody. Like, it's no way I'm not doing one fight deals.
That's true.
You bring too much to the table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you got behind, look, you got with Floyd, they got you to a certain point. Your notoriety came from, but you took it from there. At this point in your career, like you said, it should be one fight deal.
one fight deal.
One fight deal.
Look, who y'all got such and such, I'm trying to see. Ryan, y'all got such as I'm trying to see. Cool. If that's that. The most I would be taking is a 2-fight deal at most.
And a lot of it has to do with what you had talked about before. Us as boxing fans, we don't care about it, but the fact is, like I said, with this promotional company over here, I got ties to ESPN.
Right.
You got ties to Showtime.
Right.
Right. If it's not a big fight like a Tyson,
Where we all can make-
Holyfield, where we can all make money,
Cancel Christmas.
right? You can cancel Christmas, or like a Manny Pacquiao, Floyd
Right.
Mayweather, we can all make money. You can cancel it. We're not going to come to look. You're not going to just show it over there, right? And we get the rerun rights,
Right.
and we not going. I know you ain't going to let us show it, right? And then y'all get the little rerun right. No, everybody be like this. Look, the fight is not big enough for us to come together. So a lot of this promotional and basically not the promotional, because the promoters used to work together. It's the networks, exactly. The networks are not willing unless it's a huge fight.
Right.
For
And
those
then
people to
another
come together.
reason, another thing, like, we be mad as fans, but this is what, man, you had this conversation over the phone. I'm like, it's a business first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We get mad as fans because we can't get this or we can't get that. You want to get that?
You want house music? Is that what we do?
What up, network?
So I mean, we get mad as fans because we just want to fight.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's a business. You know what I'm saying? If the money ain't coming through with the NBA, what happens? A lockout. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. You know, and when you got these promoters who want to make money more than they want to see you fight.
Yeah.
We want to see the fight more than we give a fuck about how much money you make. But when you got those two things clashing heads, it's always going to be an issue. Because if they can't make what they looking for versus this fighter, a la Crawford versus Spence, I've been the one saying from day one that I don't think this is a huge fight.
With that being said, but Crawford's now a free agent. He's not signed with
Yeah,
anybody.
but even still.
Well, no, the reason why
saying-
you're saying that because I mean, honestly, outside of Texas, I mean, some people know Errol Spence, but Errol Spence is best known in Texas.
Right.
Outside of
Omaha.
I know Terrence Crawford. Earl Spence is more well known outside of his home than I think Terrence Crawford is.
No question.
But the thing is that they're both not as well known, like you said, as a Tank Ryan Garcia.
And see, I think that's a bigger fight.
It is
And
bigger fight.
And when I say
like,
bigger, I'm talking about how much it's going to generate.
Yeah.
A lot of times we say bigger fight because we looking at the talent level.
Mm-hmm.
That just means it's a competitive fight.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start talking about big, you talking about how many pay-per-views it's going to bring in, how many tickets they're going to sell. You know what I'm saying? How many people going to be interested in this fight outside of the hardcore boxing fans? It's just like when I asked you about Lionel Messi. I could tell you that he's a soccer player, but I ain't about to spend my money to go see him. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take something for
the best soccer player, by the way.
It's-
And I don't follow soccer, and they won the World Cup.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's going
He
to
played
take...
for Argentina.
Does he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But what I'm saying is, it's going to take something for...
I think Argentina won. I thought you was an all-around sportsman, Alan.
Yeah, I thought France won.
Oh, my God.
No. Oh, Jesus.
See? Okay,
Who knows?
Let's move.
Okay, now, yeah, move.
But
okay, yeah, but go ahead.
All I'm saying is, it's for me to not be a hockey fan or a soccer fan, it's going to take a hardcore soccer fan to be like, man, you got to watch this junk. These the best two motherfuckers, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
For me to be like, okay, well, shit, I might miss out on something if I don't tune in. That's what it takes. You're not going to get that from Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford because neither one of them talk. Neither one of them have a personality. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's true.
So the fight itself is not going to generate a lot of money. So when somebody like Terrence Crawford want $15, $20 million, the fight ain't going to generate that much to pay him that much, especially as the B side.
Yeah. Fight might not happen.
Well, no, it probably ain't going to happen, to tell you the truth.
I mean, both of them going to have to sacrifice a lot.
Well,
for
I
it to
mean,
happen.
no, honestly, at this point, do Earl Spence got to sacrifice that?
Nah, because
That's
like
what I'm saying. Does he? I mean, if because of regardless of how you, like I said, I don't fault Terrence Crawford at all for going to get that 8-figure payday, but the way he left negotiations when you did, me and Brandon talked about this on the phone, and we came to an agreement on this point. Like, look, all you had to say, and even Earl Spence said, all you had to say is, look, man, y'all talking about fighting next year. I need to get a fight in this year. I'm going to go deal with these people, and I'm coming back. I'm going to get this money, and I'm going to come back. Earl Smith said he would have been like, cool, go get your bread.
I'm under the impression, I know we agreed, but I'm under the impression that the fight would have had to been signed. Because, and y'all can tell me what y'all feel in the comment, if y'all think I'm right or if y'all think Tony right, I feel like in order for him to take that fight and come back and get the deal, they would have had to agree and sign right then and there. Cool, you can go take this David Avenesian fight. We gonna take this whatever fight. We gonna come back in March and it's on. Bud, you gonna be at Errol fight. We gonna be at your fight. We gonna use these two fights to promote it, and we gonna come back to the table. And not come back to the table because it's gonna already be signed. But we coming back in April. I'm under that impression. I think if Bud would have said, look, I'm going to get this fight, I'd be back. I still feel like they would have been like, oh, okay, well, so you leaving us out to dry. I don't care if he would have said he was leaving or not. I feel like they would have said, well, let's see what these numbers look like. If these numbers don't look like you deserve such and such, we got to go back to the drawing board.
And I think you may be right on that point. I'm talking about that, but I'm talking about the fact of how he did business. I'm not talking about everything else. I'm talking about on the fact that he did not inform them at all, because that's what Earl Spence said. I'm going by what Earl Spence said. Of course, Earl Spence ain't the one that's going to be negotiating. Right? He's going to let his team do that.
Right.
And you're right. They probably would have tried to, but like I was telling you as a fan, I was like this. I don't care. Look, I said, we talked about this. Like, as a fan, I don't care. But see, because he did not, the way he did it, he did put more emphasis on them being able to look like, okay,
100%.
well, yeah. Because remember at the time, we thought it was just 20,000.
Right.
Right. So it made them look like, okay, where you did leave us, and you didn't give us a heads up.
And you ain't do well.
Yeah, and you didn't do well. So therefore, look, okay, that 35% is now like 25%. Because no, they would have tried to hit him like that.
Yeah.
They would have tried to hit him like that. And Terrence Crawford would have been like, nah, you. But, I mean, bottom line, like some people say, the fight ain't going to be made between the two of them because both of them, honestly, Terrence Crawford is 50% of what us fans, boxing fans, would call the biggest fight in boxing. And so is Errol the other, but it's just not
the best fight in boxing.
Yeah, best fight in boxing.
I don't think it's...
Okay, okay, the best fight in boxing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use the verbiage biggest fight because we just said that we think Tank and Ryan, because of their notoriety, would be, you know what I'm saying, would be bigger as far as like, you know, like as far as the box office or whatever.
I could care less about everything happening on the backside. You know, the people out there who saying Terrence Crawford was stupid for taking the Abinisia fight. And I'm like, well, what was he supposed to do? Just wait around for Errol? No.
Well, it was no waiting around because they had a date. He just didn't want to wait to that date. And then he came back and me and Tony had this whole jump. If I live with Tony and I'm supposed to pay Tony rent and I just fuck around and leave, rent time come, he don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then the news get out, oh, be at Island House. He staying with Island now. It was like, damn, so you just stiffed me? I was banking on your half of the rent, and then I go back and be like, damn, I'm back now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want that same rent. He gonna be like, man, fuck you. I need double the rent, and I need it in the middle of the month now. You know what I'm saying? Like I need it up front. You know what I'm saying? The shit gonna change because of how he dealt with the situation.
Yeah, that's why, like I said, that's my only thing. I do not fault Terrence Crawford at all for going to get that money. It's just the fact that it blindsided Errol Spence. Errol Spence didn't see it coming because you could see by...
He was all in.
Yeah, he was all in. This is the thing. He didn't see it coming because you could tell by the fallout afterwards. Errol Spence like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because I wasn't thinking that I was going to have to do anything else or make any other plan.
And I think Errol knew with 3 belts, at some point it's going to be, you got to fight your mandatory. You got to fight your mandatory.
Yeah.
You got to fight your mandatory. So if negotiations keep taking long, that's what's going to come up, a mandatory.
And you know what? And another thing, if this fight is not, like you said, 2023, after 2023 it'd be too late. But if it ain't on for Undisputed, that's also helping the selling point.
Right.
If it's not for that, it loses a lot of its luster. It loses its steam.
Us as boxing, once again, us as boxing fans, we want to see the fight. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
I mean, Undisputed makes it better because it's like, okay, whoever win get the big prize.
Right, yeah.
But I want to see the fight regardless of whether it's for Undisputed or not. But in order to bring in your mom or your wife or my mom, you need those shiny things to be like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's like.
So this is for like, you know how people casual. So this is for all the belts, right? Yeah. This is for everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
There'll be one champion after that.
You need one of those
we got to tune
like
in.
Don King used to put together down there at the Alamo Dome, like 4 or 5.
King used to put, but no matter what they say about Don King and his crook boy, his cards used to be stacked.
Yeah. And another thing, it's like this card right here. We like, oh, this is a good card, but it really ain't.
You on the tank card?
Yeah.
But you got some names on it though. You got
It's
names
great
on
for
it.
DC.
It's names on there, but who is the names fighting?
Brandon, it's great for DC.
Oh yeah, because your boy gonna be in attendance.
Exactly.
I'll be there.
That's right.
But the thing is, it's like, yeah, that A side look
Only
good.
thing they are missing is Lil G.
Yeah, Lil G should have been on it 100%. I don't know if he's fully.
I don't think
healthy
he
yet.
would have took it. Honestly, I don't think he was gonna take it to fight on Tank's undercard.
It should have been G versus Tank.
How about that?
I mean, it
How
should have
about
been
that?
G versus Tank.
How about that?
Tank Davis. Well, why wouldn't Tank Davis take that?
What better way to have a homecoming
versus
DC
Baltimore.
fight? Tank from B-More, he was always in DC working with the guys from DC. G from Capitol Heights, we claim him as DC.
Yep.
Everybody from Baltimore is going to be in attendance. Everybody from the city is going to be in attendance. Then you throw Jerron Ennis on the card. Everybody from Philly and New York is going to be in attendance. You got Boots on. Andre. Everybody from New York is going to be in attendance. You know what I'm saying? You got the Peterson brothers from the city.
Yeah.
Lil Jalil Hackett on the card from the city. So, wow, that would have been a killer.
Yeah.
Cause you got a A side and
They
a
got
B
little
side.
Roach on there. What's his name?
Lamont Roach.
Lamont Roach.
Well, you know he a De La Hoya guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang.
But he another one from the city.
He's another one from the city.
But
his family got a long history, man. Shoot, I knew about the goddamn Roaches when I was living on Joliet Street in Southwest.
Yeah, so
there was some fighting motherfuckers back then. And they wasn't boxers.
Right. So I mean,
woo.
I just think that would have been. I mean, Hector Garcia, I think, is a formidable foe. You know, I mean, a lot of people putting some respect on his name because he beat Chris Colbert and Gutierrez. So, I mean, it ain't like he just fighting a nobody. He fighting somebody who's making. He fighting the new version of Yordanis Ugas.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised he took that fight.
Somebody who made his name off of beating the guys that were supposed to be somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how Ugas got where he was. Mm-hmm. Beating motherfuckers he was brought in to lose against.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Arguably won against Sean Porter.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's a good fight. I know people going to talk shit about Tank, but I think this is a great fight.
People respect this fight.
I don't think so.
I think people
because a lot of people didn't even realize it was the guy that Chris Colbert.
Those are casuals. We talking. I'm talking. Okay, maybe I'm just talking about boxing fans who know. Okay, so if you talk about like
a lot, but see the thing about Tank, he's eclipsed boxing. Yeah. So if a female on Instagram and she know his girlfriend, guess what? They gonna be at the fight. Yeah. If they, you know what I'm saying, he got a lot of celebrity friends, and so he's in a different level of stardom than an Errol Spence and a Terrence.
Tank tapped into Atlanta hip hop, all of that, which makes him even bigger because they all support and they are all travel. If you fight in New York, they'll come from Atlanta to see you fighting in New York. Yeah. If you in Atlanta, which you have been, they coming. Yeah, they coming.
And the thing about Tank, it don't matter where he go.
Yeah, it doesn't
Whether
matter.
It's New York, it was sold out. Was it or was it not? Atlanta was sold out. LA was sold out. And guess what? DC will be sold out. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just excited for the new year. I know we had to get back on here to do an end of the year recap.
What's your fight of the year?
Fighter or fight?
Fight.
Fundor Lubin.
Yeah, that was a good fight. Hell, it was a couple. I mean,
Charlo Castaño.
I could go Charlo Castaño.
I was going Charlo Castaño, but Lubin Fundor.
But I'm gonna give y'all one. I'm gonna give y'all one that was a lot of hype, but it actually lived up to the hype. And I can't believe I'm about to say this shit.
Spence Ugas.
Serrano and Katie Taylor.
100%.
Oh,
I'm gonna give you another one. Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall.
Oh, absolutely.
Alicia Baumgartner and Michaela Mayer was a good fight too.
The ladies stepped up this year, and I don't know. I haven't been watching women boxing, but I've been keeping my eye on it this year. And then
I mean,
to
if you
say
want,
that,
like you said, I wasn't thinking about them, but yeah, they
up there.
They in there.
Lubin Fundor though was like a '90s fight. Them motherfuckers was rumbling. One nigga motherfucker get knocked down, get back up, drop the other motherfucker. One nigga face get disfigured. Like that shit reminded me of some shit that you would have seen back in the day.
It just only thing it brought to my mind is Martin.
He was at the fight, wasn't he?
Who?
In New York. Didn't Lubin? Yeah, Lubin showed up up there. Yeah. His face is healed up.
Yeah.
And he said he don't blame his corner for, his face is kind of grotesque. He don't blame it. Yeah, he got to stop it.
Because you get there to fight another day. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to end up in a situation where you can't fight no more.
Well, he's another fighter that I look forward to seeing next year.
Fundor showed me smarts in that fight because when he did get buzzed, he had enough sense to go down.
Hold up.
A lot of fighters try to sit there and be tough and like I can't go down, and you get hit with that shot that put your ass out. Yeah. Just like when Ray was fighting Hearns that second time and Hearns started teeing off on his ass, Ray went down and looked at Hearns like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, but I got my faculties.
Yeah,
hold on, because you might. Hold on.
Okay. Shot, I'd have been out. You know what I'm saying? But so it's smart.
Yeah, I like Clark Kent, man. I mean Superman. I mean Fundor. I fuck with him. I got a lot of nicknames for guys that fit well. Scarface Benavidez, Clark Kent. A lot of them. But you have on what's my man, Big Baby Anderson.
Well, I would like to see him fight somebody like a Frank Sanchez next year, or Effie
Jogbe.
Jogbe, yeah. I want to see him step up and come.
He's looking a little wide open.
Yeah, Frank Sanchez. Somebody like that. Look, I don't think people give Frank Sanchez enough credit.
No, they don't.
Frank Sanchez fighting motherfucker.
Yeah, he can fight. He can fight.
Fighting motherfucker. He was on that undercard too. That Wilder undercard.
He struggled a little bit with that dude. Did he? No, he won the decision.
Yeah, he got it.
Yeah, he got the decision.
But see, a lot of times you struggle with the people that you don't expect to struggle with. You know what I'm saying? Then you go in there, he go in there and beat the shit out of FA.
That's what makes a Floyd Mayweather impressive.
Mm-hmm. A Shakur Stevenson. If you want to talk, but I wasn't gonna mention Earl.
Yeah.
Earl
Spence.
A Shakur.
I don't know about Shakur. Man. With Shakur, no, I'm sorry, no.
Shakur.
No. Reason why I'm gonna say Shakur because Shakur. Well, no, I mean, because, like one fight, Shakur, they were saying that it was lackluster. He did what he had to do to win or whatever. But I'm just talking about their level. I don't know what Shakur's level of training is. I know what Floyd's was. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That regardless of who I'm fighting, he trained hard as shit. Mm-hmm. Like, so you're not going to... Look, I'm giving myself the best chance so you won't catch me slipping.
Shakur.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen no Shakur
it's people who said that fight was lackluster, not because he was getting his ass whooped, because they didn't get the action that they was expecting.
No, he did
but
the right
if you
thing
go in there
because
against a puncher,
yeah, he did the right thing against a power puncher.
That's the same shit people get mad at Floyd about Manny Pacquiao. It's not my fault that he only do it's my fault that he only do 500 punches.
It was
but y'all, this the motherfucker y'all said was gonna whip my ass, right?
Yeah.
So if he go in there against a tank and make it a boring fight, a la Tyson Fury versus Klitschko, he did what he needed to do to win.
Again, that's the thing about knowing. That's the difference between a boxing fan and just a casual fan. Mm-hmm. I mean, a guy like Shakur Stevenson, if he's doing everything, keeping a guy at distance is perfect, the combinations are perfect. We look at that shit, and as we call it, it's the fucking sweet science. It's called that for a reason.
Yeah,
guys getting in there just... My grandfather had to remind me of that two guys getting in there doing some shit like we see on the street.
Diego
that
Corrales
ain't sweet science. Castillo.
Still, I don't care what your grandfather said. One of the best fights I've ever seen.
Because it's action.
It was
it's
action.
It's like
fight.
Joshua Klitschko.
But his grandfather, like I said, me and Alan had to laugh because he was telling the truth.
Right.
Because Alan was so excited to show his grandfather that, and his grandfather said, "What you show me this bullshit for? You see no goddamn fighters? They said they just punching each other in the face. Where's the defense? Where's the footwork? All of this. They not doing none of that." Man, Alan had to sit back up like this. Oh wow.
Hey.
Because it is the sweet side.
Mm-hmm. And because a lot of people want to see fighting. Mm-hmm. It's called boxing for a reason.
Yeah.
It's the reason why it's not called fighting. Because you're not just here to punch and get punched and punching. It's a sport.
Get hit.
It's like basketball.
You want to survive. When Roger was putting Floyd going down the line, because Roger was more of a puncher anyway and a fighter. When Floyd was going down that line of sitting in the pocket more, taking more shots, his father said, "If you want to finish this Showtime deal, you need to go back to
take less punishment.
You got to take less punishment." And Floyd always tells fighters now, if you want a long career, it's amount of like the punishment you take.
The thing that I respect about Shakur is they can say, "Oh, it was lackluster because he didn't want to engage, but he damn near won every round." But he's showing you dimensions to his game, because I can walk a motherfucker down. I can stand in the pocket and still be slick. I can fight at different levels. That's the reason why I be saying core.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all gonna give him his credit when it's all said and done.
Yeah, he gonna have to prove it.
No problem.
Look, and he will get all the credit he deserves. I think that out of the young fighters, the most skilled fighter is Shakur Stevenson, but he's going to prove it. Just like I said, look, Boots has all the skills in the world, but he's going to have to prove it against.
But Boots ain't beat the level of opposition.
No. Yeah, he hasn't beat the level of opposition.
So that's the reason why Shakur get it, because he's beating the best guys at his division.
Boots reminds me of Roy Jones, but take Roy Jones for instance, to go and do what he did to James Toney, if Boots can do that to a Staniosis or Earl Spence.
And that's the thing. We and don't get me wrong, because I fuck with Boots. Y'all know I fuck with Boots heavy. But when I look at Stanionis, Butiev is a better level fighter than anybody Boots fought.
Oh, that's true.
When I look at Virgil Ortiz, Maurice Hooker, Igor Kavalaskis, these guys are better than the guys that Boots are fighting.
Oh yeah, it definitely, and I mean, of course, I've seen Boots get caught before, like on the ropes and stuff like that.
I'm not shitting on Boots. I'm just saying.
When
I say Shakur, it's because I've seen him against the best in his division.
But you were saying,
and I also no, I didn't say Shakur Stevenson was the best thing skill wise until he fought the best guys in his division.
I would say the fight against.
No, I said he's the best of the young fighters. When I said he the most skilled fighter in boxing, it was after he beat the best niggas in his division.
Who was the guy?
And made it
I thought the guy was going to try to make it a dog fight and just beat the shit out of him.
Talking about Oscar Valdez.
Not Oscar Valdez.
Jamil Herring?
No, that wasn't the one that
hit your boy
surprised
with
me.
a body shot, and Shakur thought he was going to have to throw up in the corner.
No, it wasn't Oscar Valdez. The one before him.
Came back, beat that ass.
The guy who came from the military.
He said he had to put that poker face on.
Jamil Herring.
Jamil Herring, yeah. I thought Jamil Herring was going to do something different.
I mean, everybody get hit with a shot that hurt. I'm talking about.
But he made
these guys that's the top guys look like regular. If Boots go in there and shut out a Bud Crawford, come holler at me. If Boots go in there and lose one round to Spence, come holler at me. We can say he got the best skills in the world. But that's like me watching.
I mean, look, honestly though, Boots. It's not Shakur's fault. Put it this way, I'm not saying that it's not Shakur's fault that his level of competition. If you're talking about a Boots versus a Crawford or a Spence, is nowhere near those level fighters. Now you said they come holler at me, but it's only been Valdez. Well, I can't say about Valdez because Valdez
only 30-0.
No, I was just you got to let me finish. I was saying I can't say Valdez because he was like 30-0. Even though I don't know who the fuck he fought, but I know he lost today. But Shakur turned around and beat that guy too. But I'm saying on that level, like that's what I said. Shakur, to me, Shakur is the best fighter out of the young generation. He has to prove to me otherwise.
And then doing everything in his power to get the fights at 30.
Wait.
He is.
That fight with Tank is at 130, isn't it?
135.
135?
And then doing
when Shakur moves up to 135, then
let me tell you something. No, he's up at 135 right now. Look, Tank is saying, and I like what Tank is saying until it's proven otherwise. Tank's saying that, goddamn it, after this Ryan fight or these two fights, I bring one to everybody. So
we'll see. Because Devin said it too, but we know it ain't happening.
Oh, Devin talking about moving to 140.
We know he is. So I mean, you can say what you want to say.
Like I said, until proven otherwise.
But I ain't name me a fighter that said, you know what? I understand I lost my belts on the scale at 130, but I'm willing to do a Super 6. I'm willing to do a tournament. Whatever I need to do to get put in position, don't matter who it is.
I would.
Okay, Devin and Loma, they took him. That's one champion and one. Who's number 2? Isak, you don't want no smoke. I'm number 3. Who's number 4?
But you got
Zepeda, you don't want no smoke. Who?
Look, you got a couple of people calling them out. Right
Who?
now. Huh?
Who?
This other dude calling them out. I was just looking at it. I got
the kid that
dude calling them out though. Dude calling them out.
I think
you talking about Jermaine Ortiz?
Not Ortiz.
Because
wait a minute, it might be Ortiz, but two people calling them out.
You gotta talk about motherfuckers that's in the ratings.
No, they are. They are. One is further down. One is like I think they said he's number 11. But if nobody want to fight, he want to fight.
Guess what? He going down the list. He want to fight the best niggas first.
Exactly. That's
so guess what? Whoever number 5 is, if he don't want to smoke Jermaine Ortiz, you number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to smoke? Okay, let's go.
Yep.
And you don't see niggas doing that.
Shit. I guess not.
Who doing it?
I guess not. Look, I guess not. Except for like
Earl
Spence. Look, except for Earl Spence, who don't take tune-ups after coming back from long way and take tough fights. Except for Earl Spence, I don't see people doing that.
Nah, but I'm talking about that would be. Let me tell you what that would be equivalent to. That would be equivalent to Spence moving to 54 and saying, "I don't put me in the tournament. Do whatever you got to do to put me in line to fight Charlo." That's what that's equivalent to. So when Spence does that, come holler at me.
Nah.
Until then?
Actions, nah. Spence's actions show
Until
more than
then?
that. Yeah, I don't care.
Until then?
We ain't get into the Shakur dude because we agree.
Until then?
Like I said, until then. Until he fights somebody on that level, that Spencer been fighting the people that on his level, until then you come holler at me about Shakur.
Ooh.
Until he fights somebody that's on the level of people that Spencer been fighting, then you come holler at me about
Who,
Shakur.
Mikey?
Huh?
Shakur beat Mikey.
Did he?
He will.
No, you say he will, but did he?
He will.
No, I'm saying did he?
Ooh.
I'm asking.
Sean
you.
Porter at 130. A W.
Did he?
A W.
Did he?
Valdez is equivalent to Porter.
No, Valdez.
Yes, he is.
No,
bro.
stop it.
Yes, he
stop
is.
It. You know. You
Valdez is equivalent to Porter.
Stop it. Stop it.
Who? Ugas?
Stop it. Stop it. Stop
Who?
it. That's right. Look. Okay. Look. All those people are better than anybody Shakur ever fought.
Who?
The people you just mentioned.
Ugas got 5 losses.
It's still better than Valdez.
How?
You know it.
How?
Look at Valdez.
How?
Look at Valdez.
Whoop the boogeyman.
Who was the boogeyman?
Everybody was scared of Burchell.
Nobody.
Went up there and whooped them.
Well, nobody scared of him.
Nobody wanted that smoke with Burchell.
Who didn't want no smoke?
None of them at 130.
You crazy.
Oh, they start moving up.
Yeah, nobody wasn't running from no damn.
My man Core said I'm coming up. Valdez, you get okay. Give me Valdez. And was trying to get Valdez at 26. Didn't want no smoke.
Yeah, he did. He was
Didn't
trying
want
to
no smoke.
No, Valdez ran from him.
Was
at
trying to
26.
get Josh Warrington. They didn't want no smoke.
Look, like you said, look, because, but like I said, until he fight the level.
I happen to think Valdez, skill-wise, is level of Sean Porter.
I don't think so.
I think he's the level of. He's the level of Mikey Garcia.
He ain't the level of a damn of a Kell Brook. He ain't the level of a Mikey Garcia.
Kell Brook?
None of them. And you sitting there talking about that, and that's right. And when he fought him, he was considered the boogeyman at 147. Kell Brook.
Who was the boogeyman?
Ain't nobody want Kell Brook.
No, he wasn't the boogeyman. He had already went up there and got broke up.
No, he was. Look, nobody wanted.
He got broke up though.
Nobody wanted to fight him.
Oh, before he got broke up.
Trust and believe that. Look, I championed that because when they talked about the Crawford thing, and I was like, this. Wait a minute. He had just came off of fighting at two weight classes up when he fought Spence, but before then he couldn't get a fight at 147. That's why he had to move up.
I mean, yeah, but he went up there and got broke up.
Yeah, and came back down and got broke up.
Valdez ain't get broke up until he fought Shakur.
He ain't get broke up. He ain't get broke up.
He did.
Did any eye sockets or anything get
now,
broke up?
you know what
He did
got
not
broke
get
up? You know what got broke up?
What, his confidence?
It's confidence.
But that's it.
And
so
a lot of
Kell
times,
Brooks,
that's the worst thing that can happen.
So the Kell Brook, when Kell Brook could sit there and take it like, okay, I fought Triple G, who at the time was like, wasn't nobody trying to fight him. I could take that. But when he came back down and got his other eye socket broken.
Well,
Hey, man, I disagree. That Valdez fight was fucking pathetic.
How?
Garbage.
Pitiful.
How?
Pitiful. I mean, look.
Because the man went in
Shakur
there
made
and
it
showed a
pitiful.
level.
Shakur made it look pitiful.
The man went in there and showed he was on floor 11 and Valdez is on floor 3.
Shakur made it look pitiful.
What's that word? They look like elite versus amateur. That's what
But you know what though?
Well, I mean,
look.
that go to show you how good the man is.
The bottom line, true.
If Valdez 30 whooping motherfuckers, that was the boogeyman.
I don't think Burchell.
Go
I
back.
need to go
Nobody
back and
wanted
look at
Burchell.
I
Nobody
need to go
wanted
back
that
and look
smoke
at
with
it.
Burchell.
I need to go back and look at it.
Nobody wanted smoke with
I
Burchell.
could be wrong.
All the motherfuckers at 130 was trying to fight. What was my man name? I think his name was like Alberto Machado or some shit like that. Everybody was trying to go his direction. He had the WBA belt.
Oh.
Huh?
I
Burchell was whooping ass.
I got to go back and look at that.
Valdez went up there and spanked them. And then
I know he was favored to lose. He was supposed to lose that fight, right?
Yeah, because Slim was knocking motherfuckers out.
Okay.
And guess what?
He was supposed to lose.
Of course, let me go take care of business and do it in a fashion.
Like I
to
said,
show how great.
I say it again, when he fight at the level, they come holler at me.
Who would be the level of a Mikey Garcia
A level of a Mikey Garcia
at 35?
Well, see, I'm not looking at the Mikey Garcia thing, because the Mikey Garcia thing was.
So we canceling Mikey Garcia out
because Mikey Garcia moved up.
Are we talking about Errol now?
Okay, so we canceling Mikey Garcia out.
No,
right?
I mean on the skill level, it's nobody that Shakur has fought that's on.
So
the
what I'm
level
saying
of
is,
Mikey
who at
Garcia.
35 would we put on that level? Frank Martin.
Yeah, we put Frank Martin on there.
So
we will put. I guess we put all. Some of them.
What about Jermaine Ortiz?
Jermaine Ortiz.
Nigga that really beat Loma.
Did he?
It was close.
But did he really beat him?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean, it's one of them fights. Yeah, but it's one of them fights where I can't say he got robbed.
Okay.
But I mean, I wouldn't have been mad if he'd have got the fight.
Okay, but did he win? I mean, by your judge.
I think they both in the same predicament. I
asked the question. Did he win by your judgment?
I would have said maybe a draw.
Oh, okay.
Because he dominated the first half of the fight. Loma came on in the second half of the fight.
Which Loma always do. That's why I'm interested in seeing this damn.
That's what I'm saying. So if he whoop a motherfucker like if he whoop him, would that be equivalent to?
No, it ain't. Still ain't equivalent.
So that's what I'm asking you. So who?
I mean, like the best in, like I said, this division. I mean, not the best in this division. I'm talking about.
Because we gotta remember when Mikey Garcia was at 35, he was whooping niggas like, what's my man's name? That Loma ended up beating the shit out of too. Mikey wasn't really whooping on names. Mikey really got a lot of steam because he beat Robert Easter and he beat Adrian Broner.
Yeah, I'm talking about those was impressive hit.
Robert Easter jump was decent.
Nah, I would think that was impressive because I was like, I wanted to see what he was gonna do with big ass Robert. I mean, long ass Robert shit ain't that big, but long Robert.
And AB, you know,
AB put his hands in his pocket.
Yes, I mean, AB would have beat him if you talking about 35 AB. Mikey don't stand a chance. AB before Maidana. We not even talking about Mikey Garcia.
No,
yeah,
I can't talk. I'm not going to talk bad about Broner.
I'm going to take that back is because
I'm not going to talk about Broner.
Who was Broner fighting on that level when Broner was that guy?
Man,
that's
Broner
true.
Was
that's what I said. But I'm not going to say. The only reason why I'm so impressed with Broner because, like I said, when I first saw him, didn't know nothing about him. Of course, you know he reminded me of Floyd. But Broner, I could be exaggerating a little bit. At least 3 fights, I saw Broner sitting in the corner and said, "I'm getting ready to get him out of here this round."
Yeah,
and went in and did
night.
Yeah.
On chill mode. Brush my hair real quick.
I got him.
Okay, when he stepped up in competition.
Yeah. I mean, it happens, though. You know, like you said, Alan, it does happen where fighters who are touted to be, you know, the next thing up and coming, and they actually step up in competition to those real tough fights, they don't look the same. But it's not. It's not a thing. This is the thing. It's not a thing of whether they were overhyped or whatever, but there's skill levels in boxing for a reason.
I can say the same for Mikey.
Well, is Mikey still fighting at 47?
Mikey is retired.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, well.
And Mikey for real, was getting his ass whooped by, what's my man name? Jesse Vargas.
Jesse Vargas, yeah.
Like he lost his last fight.
He lost to the dude that what's the name just beat? That Tio just beat.
Was it?
Oh, that's the dude that beat Mikey and retired Mikey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like I said, Adrian Broner looks like a great win on Mikey's resume.
No, I don't. Because Adrian put his hands in his pocket, but still.
But
Adrian
I'm saying the name looks like a great win, but that ain't AB. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, nobody that's beat him after made.
The only person that I could give Mikey is Robert Easter Jr. Who before that?
That was impressive.
Who before that?
I don't know who before that. He was a 4-division champion.
So is Leo Santa Cruz. Mm-hmm. Leo Santa Cruz resume way better than Mikey's.
Is it?
Carl Frampton, Abner Mares, Javante Davis.
Who did Mikey fight?
Nobody.
No, you should know. You know boxing. Who did he fight?
Nobody. Orlando Salido.
Okay. Who else?
That's it. I mean, that's worth talking about. That's it. He set out for 3 years.
That was because of what contract?
Yeah.
I know
it was champion, man. You can't say he ain't for nobody.
Mm-hmm. Come on now. We know how. Come on now. Stop this.
Yeah,
Adrian Broner was a 4-division world champion.
Exactly. My point exactly.
That's impressive to me, though.
Not when you look at the names that he beat.
In the manner in which he beat him. Like I said, I mean, look, your boy show all the skills in the world until he beat somebody on that level.
What I'm asking you is,
nobody. He has not fought anybody on that level yet.
Who would be considered?
Period. That's what I'm saying. Until he fights somebody on that level, He hasn't though.
But that's what we're saying. Who would be equivalent?
But I am saying right now, we're not moving the goalposts. He hasn't fought anybody.
I'm asking you who would be equivalent.
Exactly. Until he fight him, then that's it.
Who though? You keep saying fight him and fight who?
At 130,
who would be
at
equivalent?
135, you got 4 guys.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, with him saying it 5 guys because he's gonna put Isak Cruz there. I think he beat the shit out of him.
I ain't putting Isak Cruz there because Isak said he ain't want no problem. He don't want no smoke. Yeah. So I can't put Isak there, even though I want to.
That's a W.
Yeah, me and Brandon actually talked about that. Isak know that he was gonna get his ass whooped.
But that's what I'm asking you. Who would be considered Kell Brook at 35?
Devin Haney, like
Lomachenko.
So if he beat Lomachenko, we could cancel Christmas. Because we could say Lomachenko better than all them niggas that Errol fought, skill wise.
Yeah, I guess we could. No, well, not this long.
I see what I'm saying. Okay, so what I'm asking you is who? Tank Davis?
Tank Davis, yeah.
Okay. So we know one don't want to fight him right now. So because this is the guy
until he do. Like I said, okay, put just those 2 names on there. Until he do, beat one of them. Or even your boy that you love so much, Ryan Garcia. Who he probably won't fight.
Ryan won't fight him.
Yeah,
that's Ryan. A W. We're cool.
You think so?
100%.
Okay. That's not an easy fight, though.
It's an easy fight.
It's not an easy fight.
Easy fight.
You talking about height? You talking about
You talking about 1.5 inches with Shakur. You ain't talking about the 4 or 5 inches. Power. No, but you talking about
about hand speed, height, and power.
Yeah, all that shit sound good to a master distance guy.
Yeah, a master distance guy who's not fought anybody with the hand speed in him.
Who?
Against shorter guys.
Nobody with the hand speed.
I'm saying Ryan Garcia is looking him. The height has to be right with him.
So let me ask you this: who you picking, Ryan Garcia or Tank Davis?
I'm picking Ryan Garcia in that fight.
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. I think it's interesting.
Right.
Okay, so let's end this one. I got one more because we got to talk about this before we go. Batman boxing talk. We out.